Millions and billions of years ago, some people used to sit by the fire, and some people kept wandering. I am completely sure that Reacher is a descendant of those wandering people. He grew up in the army and worked in the army. He always lived on his own terms and did whatever his heart said. His belongings include only a brush and a passport, and, clear as throat, apart from this, wherever he goes with a fake ID and a fake name, because he has neither an address nor a permanent place. Even though he has a powerful body like a gorilla, he does not lose his temper, but uses his brain, and only when it becomes necessary to beat someone, he hits them. Friends, before this season, 3 seasons of this series have already come, and today I have brought its 4th season, which is completely different from the others. So after watching this, you can also watch its previous seasons. So without talking too much, let's go straight to the story. In the first episode, we see Reacher sitting in a train and going somewhere. At that time, there were only a few people in the train. But then his eyes fall on an Asian woman who was crying and murmuring something to herself. Then, seeing her, Reacher suspects that she is definitely going to do something wrong. So he goes to her and says, "Whatever problem you have, you can tell me." The woman says, "Go away from here." But Reacher explains to her, "Look, I know that whatever you are going to do is very dangerous. So do not do anything that you cannot fix later." Actually, Reacher suspected that this woman might be sitting with a bomb in her hand. Then Reacher tells her, "Slowly take one hand out," and the woman obeys him. Just then the train jolts, due to which the woman gets scared and takes out a gun from her bag and points it at Reacher. Then Reacher says, "Thank God, I thought you had a bomb." Then he asks the woman, "Whatever is troubling you, you can tell me. I am a policeman." But as soon as she hears the word policeman from Reacher's mouth, she shoots herself. In the next scene, we see Reacher inside the police station, where Detective Shaw and Detective Tamara come to question Reacher. Shaw asks Reacher for his home address. In reply, Reacher says, "Right now I am sitting in this building, so this is my home. That means I have no home." Then both detectives ask Reacher as many questions as they can, and Reacher gives them twisted answers, due to which both detectives get frustrated. Then Shaw asks, "Why did you blow her brains out?" Reacher says, "I did not kill her. I only went to talk to her. Her actions did not seem right to me. She was very scared, and was remembering the one above with her trembling lips. She had also wore a big coat, which was enough to hide a bomb." But the detective says that instead of killing someone else, she killed herself. "How is that possible? I think this is your doing." Reacher says, "At that time there were 4 people in the train. You can ask them if you want." But the detective says, "There were not 4, there were 3. Then Reacher tells that at the end of the compartment, there was also a 50-year-old man wearing a brown vest and cotton shirt. Maybe he ran away out of fear. And anyway, if I had fired a gun, there would have been gunpowder on my hands and bloodstains on my clothes. And then when I came here, I washed my hands in the washroom. At that time you were near me. If I had killed that woman, you would never have let me wash my hands. So stop asking stupid questions." Then, frustrated, Tamara tells him that someone called us. "Some people want to interrogate you." Then Reacher says, "Surely those people must be from DC. CIA, DIA, or DOD, because if they were FBI, I would have been in their custody by now, because they have a branch here." Then Tamara tells him that the dead woman's name was Anna, and she was from the FBI. "So I am telling you politely, stay here quietly, otherwise the matter will get worse." Reacher says, "I will stay here because I myself want to know why that woman took her own life. She was troubled, and I should have helped her, which I could not do." Then Shaw, trying to act smart, says some people stand at the edge of life, and they just need one push to die, and that woman got that push from you, meaning you forced her to die, so I will not let you go anywhere, and after giving this threat he walks out. Then Reacher tells Tamara, I need something to eat. While eating, he tells Tamara that you are far smarter than your partner. But did you not find anything else to keep on your desk besides this cartoon? Then he says, it seems you have angered your boss. That is why you are sitting at your desk making reports in the middle of the night, even though you are a capable officer. Just then, a policeman named Merrick enters there. Seeing him, Tamara says that he is the brother of the dead woman Anna. Then, looking at him, Reacher says that he is trying to act as if he is in great shock. Then after some time, 3 FBI officers come there to interrogate Reacher. But Reacher himself starts questioning them, and they give no answers. Then Reacher says, after driving for 3 hours in the middle of the night, you people have come to talk to a person who was the last person to talk to that dead woman. Maybe you have come here to please your boss, because if you had the courage to refuse, you would be sleeping comfortably right now. I think you people are substitutes. Then one agent asks, why did you talk to Anna? Reacher says, I felt that she was going to blow up the train. Then one of the agents says, you were at a respected post in the army. Did you have any issue with the government when you left the army? Reacher says, not one, I had many issues. Then one of the agents asks, what did Anna give you before she died? Reacher says, I was searched on the platform, and by now you people must have thoroughly searched the entire train and the entire platform. I hope you found nothing except garbage. Now you tell me why the government is so worried that she might have given me something. The detective says, we will ask the questions. You will only answer, but Reacher stands up and says, now I will not answer anything. Then while leaving, he tells Tamara, take care of yourself. Then when he comes out of the police station, 2 men come to him and ask, did the woman who died in the train give you something? Reacher says, nothing except trouble. Then one Asian guy says, I am talking about a pen drive. Then both of them try to act smart. But Reacher washes them without soap. Then from there, he goes to a restaurant. But there his eyes fall on Anna's brother, who was sitting there drinking coffee. Then Reacher goes and sits next to him and tells him that before dying, your sister talked to me. Then Reacher tells him that a little while ago, 2 people attacked me for a pen drive. Can you tell me what is in that pen drive? Anna's brother Merrick says, I do not know anything about it. I only know that my sister could never take her own life. She was very happy with her job and loved her son Ben very much. Everything in her life was perfect. Then Reacher asks, where is her husband? Merrick says that when he found out that my sister was pregnant, he left home and ran away. But a few days later, he was driving drunk and died in an accident. I also helped my sister raise my nephew. Then Reacher asks, what did your sister do in the FBI? Merrick says, just small paperwork. Then he says that both of us siblings were adopted. Just then Reacher sees that the same 2 goons have come outside again. So he buys a pen drive from a student sitting nearby by giving him some money. Merrick asks, why are you doing all this? Reacher says, something happened to your sister that left her with no reason to stay alive, and I have to find out what that was. I could have saved her, but I could not. Then Reacher tells him to meet at the same place after 1.5 hours, and goes to those 2 goons and says, you want this pen drive, and I want money. So either take me to your boss, or get beaten by me again. Then those 2 guys take Reacher to an Asian girl who was sitting with her mother. The girl tells her name, Layla, and asks Reacher to talk privately. She tells Reacher that in the 90s, in Indonesia, my mother met a man. Then he trapped my mother in his love, due to which I was born. Then he left my mother, and ran away, and never came back. Then slowly I grew up, and I got a serious illness that can only be cured if I get bone marrow. My mother cannot give me bone marrow because her kidneys are bad. In that case, only my father remains. Then I tried to find out about him by going to many departments, where I met Anna, who is a very good woman. She found out about my father, who is a very rich politician. That means Congressman John Sanson, representative from North Carolina, and later he will also be a candidate for president. Anna was going to give me some evidence against him so that when I bring this matter before the public, under public pressure, he would accept me as his daughter, and then agree to give bone marrow. I know this is wrong, but I am going to blackmail him using this information, because I do not want to die. Anna was supposed to meet me at my hotel with the evidence, but she never came. Then Reacher asks, why did she take her own life? Layla says, I do not know. Then Layla gives Reacher some money in exchange for that pen drive. But Reacher tells her, sorry, I lied to you because there is nothing in that pen drive. I was an investigator before, so investigation is in my nature. Then Layla gives Reacher her address and says, if you find out anything, tell me as a friend. Then Reacher takes the address and leaves from there, and returns to that restaurant where Anna's brother was waiting for him. He tells him that your sister stole Congressman John Sanson's data to give it to a friend because he is her illegitimate father. Then Merrick starts to leave to find out more about John Sanson, but Reacher says that the federal government is also involved in this matter now. What can you alone, a policeman, do in this? Come, I will also go with you, because I help those who help others. In the next scene, we see when Tamara goes to her office, she sees that the FBI people were checking Anna's case file. Then she says, get away from my desk. This is my file. Then her partner tells her that from now on, the FBI will handle this case, and the captain has also approved it. Now, even unwillingly, Tamara has to hand over that file to them. On the other side, Reacher and Merrick were checking Sanson's data, in which his record comes out completely clean. There is no stain anywhere. Then Reacher says, we need his military data, which is always kept secret. Only from that will we know who this man is. Then he asks the librarian where old military data is kept. The librarian says it is in the basement. So Reacher goes to the basement to see that data. But there, a killer comes quietly and says, give me that pen drive. But when Reacher refuses, he attacks Reacher with a knife. But killing Reacher is not child's play. Reacher beats him and breaks his bones, and along with that, a lot of furniture too. Then, that killer spots his knife. So as soon as he goes between two cupboards to pick it up, Reacher puts all his strength into pushing that cupboard. Seeing this scene, it seemed as if that goon was not stuck between two cupboards, but between a hydraulic machine. Then Reacher uses all his strength and finishes that killer. After this, he drags his corpse to the cold room and locks it inside the coal-burning furnace, which was closed nowadays. Then he quickly goes outside and tells Anna's brother, we have to leave here quickly because Layla's life is in danger. Then on the way, he calls Layla, but she was taking a bath at that time, so she cannot pick up her phone. Then Reacher sends her a voice note saying, leave your room quickly. You are about to be attacked. But by then a killer also arrives there. Then a little while later, Reacher also reaches there and runs towards Layla's room, because the lift was busy at that time. Layla's room number was 506, which was on the 5th floor. Then as soon as the killer opens the lock with the help of a device and goes inside the room, Reacher also arrives there, and then a fierce fight takes place between the two. That killer was about to kill Reacher. But just then a pen comes into Reacher's hand, and like a weak hero's style, he punctures the killer. By then Merrick also arrives there. But while opening the door, he gets a strong jolt and falls far away, because on the other side of the door, a fight between two bulls was going on. Then Reacher picks up that killer and throws him down from the building. But that killer does not die because he falls on the ventilation system and survives. Then when he starts running away from there, Reacher goes down to catch him. But by then a black car stops there, and some goons get out and start shooting at Reacher. Then he tells Layla, "We have to leave from here because the police will come and question you, and no matter what, blackmailing is a crime." Then the three of them quietly slip away from the hotel and go and sit outside a restaurant in front, so that no one suspects them. Reacher says, "Quickly go and buy new clothes for yourself. Buy subdued colors, not flashy colors, otherwise you will attract everyone's attention, and anyway Asian people are easily noticed." Then he also gives Layla some money so that she can find a cheap motel and take a room, and says, "I will meet a policeman and come back." Then Layla goes her way, and Reacher goes his way with Merrick. From there, Reacher goes straight to Detective Tara and asks, "Did you find any pen drive at the crime scene?" Tara says, "I gave the same answer to the FBI people in the morning that I am giving you. I did not find any pen drive." "Why? What was in that pen drive?" Reacher says, "There was something, because since morning 2 killers have tried to kill me." Then Tara asks, "What happened to those 2?" Reacher says, "They ran away." Then Tara tells him, "There is dried blood on your face. You need a doctor." Reacher says, "This blood is not mine. I just came to ask you for help." Then Tara explains to him, "Look, neither my stick nor my buffalo. I do not want to get involved in this whole mess. Now I will go home, watch TV comfortably, do my duty for 5 years, then take my pension and leave from here. So if you need anyone's help, this hero is with you, right? The police, music, officer is enough for you." Then after Tara leaves, Reacher says, "Now I will go straight to meet Samson." But Merrick says, "We cannot take a police car there." "But yes, a train runs to DC every night. I will meet you on the platform in the evening." Then when Reacher is about to leave from there, some people in suits come there and say, "We need to talk to you." When Reacher refuses to talk to them, those people hit him with a stun gun to make him unconscious. But one stun gun does nothing to Reacher, and he starts beating them. Now out of compulsion, they have to use a second stun gun on Reacher. Then as soon as Reacher becomes unconscious, those people pick him up and take him away. Now we will see what happens in the next episode. In the second episode, we see when Reacher regains consciousness, he sees that Anna's brother Merrick and Tamara have both been imprisoned with him. Then Reacher asks them, "How did you two come here?" Tamara says, "When I met you and reached home, a man was already waiting there for me. Then as soon as I took off my uniform and changed clothes, he made me smell chloroform and brought me here." Then Merrick says, "I was also knocked out with a stun gun. And when I regained consciousness, I was locked here." Then Reacher asks, "Why were you two not tied up?" Merrick says, "Big man, have you seen your size? Maybe their ropes tore because of you." Then Tamara asks, "Do you know who those people are?" Reacher says, "They must be CIA, because they did not have a warrant to arrest us. That is why they kidnapped us." Then Tara says, "He is a drifter. But we too are police officers. Then why did they kidnap us?" By then, the CIA people bring a doctor there. And when the doctor starts giving Reacher an injection to bring him back to consciousness, Reacher says, "If you even touch me, I will shove it into your backside." Now hearing this, the agent standing behind says, "He is very much conscious. Doctor, leave the injection." Then those people forcibly put handcuffs on Reacher and take him for interrogation. But Reacher says, "Before leaving this room, I will put all of you to sleep." Then that agent asks, "This pen drive had cheap paintings. Where is the real pen drive?" And who was that girl in the park to whom you gave the pen drive to open? And where is she right now? Then Reacher gets an idea and says, your idiot officer did go to catch her, but she had already run away by then. Why? It is true, right? Then the agent says, we consider you an enemy of America. So we can do whatever we want with you, and with your friends too. You will endure for a while, because you are strong. But what will happen to those friends of yours? Reacher says, they are not my friends. I just met them today. Then Reacher suddenly flips the table onto the agent sitting in front, and then badly beats the two agents standing nearby. Then he knocks one out with a stun gun, and after putting all three to sleep, he says, I told you, before leaving this room, I will put all three to sleep. Then Reacher takes the stun gun and goes to the doctor and knocks him out too. Then he picks up the car keys from there and leaves without freeing his companions. Then he goes outside, picks up a jack from a car, brings it inside, and uses it to loosen the bars. At that time, all the telephones and mobiles there were ringing. Then when Tara goes inside to get her things, she sees the four men unconscious and says, oh my God, did Reacher beat all of them? Just then one of the agents regains consciousness. But Tamara kicks that agent and knocks him out again. By then Reacher also brings Merrick out, and then the three of them run away from there. But as soon as they go outside, CIA people come from both sides. Seeing them, the three have to go back inside the building. Then all three of them go out through the back way of the building and start going into the front street. But then the CIA people spot them and start chasing them. Then Reacher knocks down a big dustbin lying in a lane and starts running from there. But the CIA people start shooting at them. Just then a car stops there, in which a journalist named Russell was sitting. He says, do not be afraid. I have not come to harm you. I am a journalist, and I have been watching the building for weeks. And when I saw you running from the building, I came to help you. I want to expose the CIA people. Then Tamara asks Anna's brother, what kind of information did your sister steal from them that the CIA people are after us? Reacher says, to find that out, we have to go to D.C., because there is someone there who can help us. Russell says, look out the window, friends, we are in D.C. Then he takes the three of them to his base and tells them that he has been investigating the CIA for years because they are involved in wrong deeds that people should know about. Just then Merrick sees that CIA people have come outside, and he gets scared. But Russell says, step back from the window. We are currently in the building opposite their building, and no one will find us here. Then he says that he bought this place from the building's owner because the owner was fighting a case in court and needed money. Then one day he saw CIA people bringing many bars and iron material here, and he understood that something big was about to happen. Reacher says, they had locked us in those bars, but only for a while. Then Russell says, now you people will testify for me. But Reacher says, forget it, and also forget that you ever met us. Otherwise your life will also be lost. Then he tells his two companions to bring Anna's car from her house, very carefully, and he himself goes to the White House to meet Sampson. Then before entering, Reacher is thoroughly searched. After that, he reaches the operator room looking for Sampson. Then he tells an operator, I need to meet Sampson. But she says, Sir is busy right now. Then Reacher writes a message and gives it to her, and says, deliver this to Sampson. On that slip it was written, I saw a woman die with your name on her lips. Major Jack Reacher, U.S. Army retired. And along with this slip, tell him that I will meet him behind the Kali Mata temple in the evening. On the other side, Merrick and Tamara reach Anna's house. But when they go inside, they find that someone has already searched the house thoroughly. Then Tamara looks at the food kept on the table and says, it seems your sister left in a great hurry. But when she touches the food, She says, "Oh my God, this is hot." Just then a big man comes out of the washroom, and as soon as he comes out, he attacks both of them. He alone is heavy on both of them. But still, together they defeat him completely. In the next scene, we see in the evening Reacher was waiting for Sanson. But then his wife Elizabeth Sanson comes there and says, "Do not stand up. It is good that you left your introduction. Otherwise we would not even have come here. Tell me, why do you want to meet my husband?" Reacher says, "I need to know a truth from him, because a woman took her own life in front of me." The madam asks, "Did she mention my husband's name before dying?" Reacher says, "Look, madam, some things are such that it is better if a wife does not know about her husband." The madam says, "There are no secrets between us." Then, before leaving, the bodyguard gives Reacher an address and says, "This evening sir is going to give a speech here. You also come there." On the other side, Merrick and Tamara tie up that big man well, and Tamara keeps that man's gun with herself so that it can be useful later. Just then the house telephone starts ringing, and Merrick says, "You pick up the phone and talk pretending to be Anna." Then when Tamara picks up the phone, it is found out that Anna's son Ben has not come to his coaching class for several days. Hearing this, Merrick starts getting worried on the other side. When Reacher reaches the given address, he meets the same 3 FBI agents who had also come to meet him at the police station. Reacher asks, "Where is Sanson?" The agents say, "There is no Sanson here. But you tell us why you lied to us that Anna did not tell you anything when she was dying. Did she mention John Sampson's name?" Reacher says, "No, I heard this name from the CIA. That too when they kidnapped me." Then the agent asks, "Why would they kidnap you?" Reacher says, "Because they feel that I am hiding something." Then he also tells them about the CIA's illegal site. Then when Reacher is about to leave, the agent advises him, "I accept that you are an investigator, and you have an itch to know everything. But this is not the kind of case you handle. If you poke your leg into this case, your leg may be cut off." Then from there, Reacher calls Tamara and asks, "Can you come to pick me up?" Tamara says, "It is difficult because I do not have a car." Anna's car was not parked at her house. Then Reacher asks, "Is there anything else?" Merrick says, "Anna's son Ben has not gone to coaching for the last few days. Actually, a few days ago he met a girl in Philly. Now we have to go there and find that girl, and for this we will need a car." Then Reacher goes to Russell to ask for a car, and by entangling him in his words, he takes the car keys and slips away. Then he takes his friends and reaches Philly and goes to Ben's friends and asks, "Did Ben come here?" His friends say, "He often used to meet a girl, and apart from this we know nothing." Just then Reacher's eyes fall on a boy who was slipping away through the back door of the house. Then he quickly goes and catches that boy and asks, "Tell me, where is Ben?" The boy says, "I will tell you alone, not in front of them." Then Reacher tells Tamara to sit in the car and says, "Now tell." The boy says, "There is a website called OnlyFans. There, girls can do anything for money. I used to talk to a girl on that site. I have also done live streams with her. But girls on that site do not show their faces. Then one day I saw that girl with Ben, and I immediately recognized that she was the same girl from that site because I recognized her legs very well." Then Merrick asks the boy to share the girl's profile, and then both of them come back and sit in the car. Tara asks, "What did you find out?" Reacher says, "Only that the next generation is getting ruined." Then Tara, with her partner's help, finds out the girl's address and goes to meet her. But when she does not open the door, Reacher kicks the door open. Then upon going inside, they find out that someone had stabbed the girl to death very brutally. Seeing the wounds, Reacher says, "This is not the work of an amateur, but of a professional." The people who came to kill me, it could be the work of one of them. The forensic people should match this girl's wounds with their knives. Then on being asked, he tells them that the body of one of those men will be found in the library's cold room. Hearing this, Tamara gets very upset and says, "You should not have lied to me." Reacher says, "I killed him in self-defense." But when both of them go outside, they see Merrick is very sad. On asking, he says, "Now I will not sit quiet. I will find those people who did this to this girl and music, because of whom my sister also took her own life. Then I will give them such punishment that everyone's soul will tremble." Just then Tamara says, "We do not even know where Ben is. We can only hope that wherever he is safe. But one thing is certain, now this girl's murder will be blamed on him, because this girl was last seen with him." Then Reacher says, "Now I will definitely meet Samson, and I know when and where to meet him." Just then his eyes fall on a small cat, and he takes it with him too. Then Reacher reaches John Sanson, who is coming back after finishing his meeting. Reacher says, "I need to talk about another dead woman. Should I talk in front of the media, or will you come alone?" Then Samson tells the media people, "After many days, I am meeting my old friend Reacher today. So I apologize to you all. I need to talk to him." Then he takes Reacher to his house. As soon as they go there, Reacher asks, "The woman who killed herself in the train, her son often used to meet a prostitute, and today her dead body has also been found." Mrs. Sampson says, "The business of prostitutes is like that, always full of dangers. Maybe her murder was a coincidence." Then Sampson asks Reacher, "So tell me, why have you been troubling my agent?" Then Reacher asks, "Did you know Anna?" Sampson says, "Before yesterday I had never heard her name." Then Reacher says, "Anna got hold of the data of your Delta mission in Indonesia in the 90s. Sampson says, "That question does not even arise, because the information about the Delta mission is so secure that no one can get it." Then Reacher hesitates a little to speak in front of his wife. But Sampson says, "Whatever you have to say it in front of her. There are no secrets between us." Then Reacher also tells him that when you went to Indonesia, you had a relationship with a woman there, whose daughter is longing for her father's love. Sampson says, "Whenever I go out of my house, I know how to stay within my limits." Then he puts his saliva in a glass and says, "Here, take this and go get my DNA tested. I am fully confident that my DNA will not match that girl, because I am not the father of any illegitimate child." Then Reacher says, "There is no need for that. Whenever I look into someone's eyes and ask a question, consider that the person's DNA test is done." Then Mrs. Sampson says, "My husband has been in politics for so long that if he had done any illegal work, it would have come out by now." Then Sampson says, "Reacher, I have one suggestion for you. Stay away from this matter, and let the people whose job it is do their work." Reacher says, "I cannot back off because I have my own rules." Then the madam says, "So come on, Reacher, the meeting is over now. Tomorrow morning we have to leave for Baltimore because there is a fundraiser meeting there. I hope Anna's son comes back home soon." Then when Reacher goes outside and meets his friends, his eyes fall on a man talking to Samson. Then he asks a journalist, "Who is the man talking to Samson?" The journalist tells him that he is Samson's chief of staff, Nolan Cahill. Then Reacher tells his friends that the fourth man he saw in the train was this same man. Now we will see what happens in the next episode. In the third episode, we see that Reacher returns to Russell's base with both his companions, and he also hands over that cat to him. Then he tells Russell, "Quickly get me the full details of Nolan Cahill, because he was also present in that train in which Anna took her own life." Russell says, "I am pulling the records right now." At that time, Merrick was trying to call his nephew Ben, but his phone was switched off, due to which Merrick starts getting angry and loses his temper. Then he also apologizes to everyone. But looking at him, Reacher says, he is just a burden for us, and if he does not control himself, I will throw him out of a moving vehicle. By then Russell calls everyone and tells them that Nolan had also gone on the mission with Sanson, for which he also received many medals. Such people know a lot. Then hearing this, Merrick says, then let us go and catch him. But just then, a sensor installed outside Russell's house detects someone's movement and starts ringing loudly. Then when he turns on his cameras and looks, he finds out that CIA people have come outside. But just then another car stops there. Then Reacher asks Russell, what did you do that these people found out about your base? Then Russell says, I posted music that in the Philly subway I found a pen drive with someone named Anna written on it. That pen drive has military information. Whoever wants it can come and take it. I had used a VPN while posting and did not give my address. But still, I do not know how they found out my address. By then, the goons who had come outside killed the CIA people and then cut the lights inside too. Then Reacher says, quickly tell me, where do you keep a knife? Russell says, I do not keep any knife. Then Reacher asks him, then you must have some weapon, otherwise how will we fight them? Russell says, I only have a cockroach-killing spray can. Then Reacher says, quickly bring it, and Merrick, you go and bring a fire extinguisher, and as soon as you hear their screams, spray it on them. Now there was only one way to come upstairs, and all the goons start coming up through that same way. But then Reacher takes a chopstick and jumps down from the window, and hangs onto the floor below. Then he enters the building, and makes the chopstick his weapon. Then what happened? Reacher comes quietly, and pokes one goon's eye. Then as soon as that man screams, his small army also attacks them. Then in no time, Reacher puts everyone to a terrible death. Seeing this, everyone is shocked. But one of the goons was still alive, and he was the same one who had come to Layla's room to kill her, where he had faced Reacher. Then Reacher grabs his leg and drags him downstairs. Music, then taking him down, Reacher asks him, tell me, who do you work for? But by then he also dies. Then Reacher checks his pocket, in which he finds 2 address slips. One address was of this same place, and the second address was of Layla's hotel. Then Reacher sends a voice note to her saying, Layla, get out of there quickly. Wherever you go, I will find you. Then they all take Russell's car and run away from there. On the way, Russell says, the CIA people have seen my car, so we need to change our car quickly. Then Tamara takes all of them to Philadelphia and goes to an acquaintance of hers who was a car thief. Then Tamara threatens him and takes another car from him in exchange for her old car and the cat, and leaves from there. Then on the way, Layla calls her and says, after receiving your message, I changed my hotel. Then after hanging up, Reacher tells his companions, I need to talk to her alone, because she will not open her mouth in front of 2 police officers. Tell me, where should I drop you? Then Tamara says, drop us at the police station. Then Reacher goes straight to Layla and says, if you do not tell the truth, I will not help you further. Because of your lie, I questioned Sanson even though you knew well. Then Layla's mother signals her to tell the truth. Then Layla starts revealing all her secrets and says, this is not my mother, but we both are journalists, and we have come here to expose the world's most powerful government, and these 2 are also not my cousins but are here to protect me. Then she says, there was no affair between my friend Ami Shah and Sanson. Rather, in those days Ami Shah and her husband were students in Indonesia. At that time, the whole of Indonesia was troubled because of the growing dominance of the army. At that time, the head of the army was General Putra. Then both students and soldiers held rallies, in which all the students were captured and locked up. There, Putra committed many atrocities on the students and killed Amisha's husband. Then she was also tortured a lot. You can see the marks on her face. Do you know what the most special thing is? Putra and his soldiers were trained by American Delta Force Specialist John Sampson, and Nolan Cahill was Sampson's commanding officer in Indonesia. Reacher tells her that he was in that same train in which Anna died. Then Layla says, surely he must have come to stop Anna from giving me the pen drive, so that the data of their black deeds would not reach me. Then Anna was helping bring your country's traitors before the public, and now I have to complete that incomplete work, and this work cannot be completed without your help. Then Reacher says, I will find that drive. Then only after checking it will I decide what I have to do. While they were talking among themselves, some goons arrive there and start taking Layla, Amisha, and Reacher away at gunpoint. But Reacher is a slave to his habits. He may think 100 times that he will not kill anyone. But damn, someone or the other always comes to die. Then a fierce fight starts between Reacher and them. In the fight, Reacher was fighting alone. Layla's bodyguards were probably just looting money for nothing. Then while fighting, Reacher goes outside the building. After a long fight, when a goon was about to kill Reacher, Layla comes and hits him on the head, and Reacher's life is saved. Then Reacher says, we have to get out of here. If I stay here, the CIA will catch me. In the next scene, we see Detective Tamara taking both her companions to the place where Anna's car was lying. That means whoever took her car brought it to this deserted area and thoroughly inspected the car. Credit cards, etc. were also lying in the car. So if this was just the work of thieves, they would have taken the cards and misused them. But it seemed like this was the work of the CIA. Then during the investigation, they find another Army service badge. Seeing it, all three are shocked because an officer has only one service badge, and Anna's service badge had already been found at her house. That means something is definitely wrong. Just then agents arrive there. So the three of them slip away. In the next scene, we see Reacher looking at his wounds in the hotel room, and Layla comes to him and says, I have brought some clothes for you. But Reacher keeps one t-shirt and throws all the rest in the dustbin, and says, I do not keep much stuff. Then Layla apologizes to Reacher for lying. But Reacher tells her to leave from here, because there is a lot of danger here. Layla says, I do not run away from dangers. Then while talking, they both come quite close to each other and become intimate. On the other side, inside the police station, when the three of them were checking the ID card, upon checking it is found out that Anna had received level 8 clearance, and along with it they also get an address. Just then Detective Shaw comes there and asks, did you steal this ID card from the evidence? Tamara says, forget what you saw here. But Shaw says, this is a federal case, and I will not risk my job for you people. So if someone comes to question me, I will tell them what I saw here. On the other side, Reacher was getting ready to go to Baltimore. Layla asks, why are you going there? Reacher says, I am going to ask Sampson some questions. Then he goes to Baltimore and meets Sampson's security head. Then the security head starts taking him to Sampson. But Reacher says, last time you also betrayed me and made me meet the FBI people. But Springfield says, this time I will not betray you. Then he really takes Reacher to Sampson. Sampson and his wife talk to Reacher very nicely and also serve him breakfast. Then Reacher asks him, what is your relationship with General Putra? He has killed many people in Indonesia, and according to my source, you trained him. Then Sampson answers, I met him in 1998. But I did not like that man. So neither did I train him, nor do I commit atrocities on the common public. Then Reacher asks him about Nolan Cahill and tells him that when Anna died inside the train, There were 4 people present, but the police found only 3. The 4th man was Nolan. I saw him with my own eyes. Then Samson says, I am fully confident that it would not have been him. Otherwise he would have told me. Then Reacher says, why don't we go together and ask him directly? Then they reach Nolan. Reacher asks, when Anna died, what were you doing in the train? Is that pen drive with you? Then Nolan says, Samson, you could have become a good president, but now you will not become one. And saying this, he jumps off the roof, and with this the 3rd episode ends. Friends, its next episode will be released on August 19th. That means 1 episode will come every week, and as soon as it comes, I will present it to you people. I know other people will also upload this series, but the real feeling you will get only on our channel. So stay with us, and before leaving, subscribe to the channel.